Hey guys, Logan Battles here, and welcome to another episode of LBFT. This is episode 6 of LBFT Season 3. For this episode, I'm going to be talking about the San Francisco 49ers. And there are various reasons as to why I'm going to be talking about them in this LBFT episode. So, without any further ado, let's get into it. And it might be a short this might be a short LBFT episode because I'm not going to talk so much about about the San Francisco 49ers. So, here we go. First off, ever since their win from last Sunday, I believe, on the road against the Los Angeles Rams, when the 49ers beat the Rams 20-7, I believe was the final score of that game. There was one question that has kept popping up in my mind that has yet to be answered, even from myself personally, because I had a hard time trying to figure out the answer to this question that is getting stuck in my head. That has to be answered. And this one question that keeps getting into my head about the 49ers is, and it's already in the title, and you already saw it though, but I'm still going to say it. The question that I keep having in my head about the 49ers is, are the San Francisco 49ers the real deal? That's the question. One that is the title of this episode of LBFT. And after watching the 49ers did what they did against the Rams, that question has already been answered. Well, not already, but right now it has been, after looking back on that game. It has been answered. And the answer, for me at least, is yes. They are the real deal. And I'll give you a few reasons why they are the real deal. First of all, other than the fact that they're 5-0, which is really impressive, I must say, I didn't see that coming. I did not expect the San Francisco 49ers to go 5-0 this season, so far this season. I didn't see that coming. I honestly thought that before the season started, I thought that the San Francisco 49ers were going to have a rough season, or a very terrible season, like maybe a 4-12 or possibly 3-13, based on how they looked in the past couple of years, because they've been awful within the past couple of years, despite the injuries, which you may argue for, but I still can't get over their record in the last couple of years. They've been not that impressive, to say the least. But as the season progresses, after seeing them win 5 straight games into the season, I must admit to you, I'm looking at the 49ers differently. I'm looking at them differently. Their defense is absolutely for real. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. It was unbelievable. Just to give you some stats, they are, in terms of yards per game. In terms of yards per game, they are the second best total defense in the NFL, allowing 237.4 yards per game, total yards per game. The only team above them is the New England Patriots, who allowed 234.7 total yards per game. That's pretty impressive. And then in terms of passing defense, and passing yards per game. The San Francisco 49ers are the number one team, are the number one passing defense in terms of passing yards per game. Only allowing 150.2 passing yards per game, making it the best in the NFL in terms of passing defense. They have the sixth best defense in the NFL with 87.2 rushing yards per game. The five teams above them are the Chicago Bears, the Baltimore Ravens, the New England Patriots, the Philadelphia Eagles, and my Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who, by the way, have the number one rushing defense, allowing the fewest rushing yards per game. So that's impressive. Go Bucks! I just want to get that out of the way. And then in points allowed, or points per game allowed, they're the second best defense in terms of points allowed, only allowing 12.8 points per game this season. The only team above them, once again, is the New England Patriots, who allowed 8 points per game, which is the best in the NFL, and the fewest points allowed in the NFL. So, but it's not just the stats that show how the 49ers are the real deal. They don't tell the whole story, or at least, I should say, they don't tell every part of the story. They're not the main reason why they're the real deal. There are other reasons. I mean, you look at their roster, particularly on the defensive side of the ball. Who do you got? You got Richard Sherman, who went out of his way to say I'm paraphrasing what he said, but he said something like, if you're going to doubt on us. Don't try to be phony about it. Don't change your position. Just stay to how you feel about us. Don't try to change anything that's stupid, or something along those lines. And that's basically what he said. So the 49ers have Richard Sherman. They also have Quan Alexander, who used to play for my Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and now he's playing for the 49ers. And they also have this new rookie defensive end, if I'm not mistaken, by the name of Nick Bosa, out of Ohio State. And guys, how he performed a couple of weeks ago against the Cleveland Browns, particularly when he, when you see Nick Bosa sacking Baker Mayfield, and then you see Nick Bosa standing up, pretending to wave the flag, and then planted, very, very much like a few years ago when Baker Mayfield and the Oklahoma Sooners, went to Columbus and beat the Ohio State Buckeyes on their home field, and then you see Baker Mayfield, running around the whole field with the Oklahoma flag, starts waving at it at the Ohio State logo at the center of the field, and then plants it. I mean, and seeing Nick Bosa doing the same against Baker Mayfield, it just shows you how great of a player Nick Bosa is. Forget about great defensive player. I'm talking about great player. Excuse me. So you got Richard Sherman, you got Quan Alexander, and you got Nick Bosa, your rookie defensive end, if I'm not mistaken. And if I am, then I apologize. I stand corrected. But yeah, you got a loaded defense, arguably the best in the NFL. I would say top 3 defense in the NFL. One of the top 3 defenses in the NFL. Because I think the Patriots defense is one of, if not the best defense in the NFL right now. And right alongside them, would probably be the Chicago Bears, maybe. I mean, I'm not so certain. Maybe the Chicago Bears defense, but I'm not 100% certain. But I definitely know that the defenses for the 49ers and the Patriots are the top two best defenses in the NFL. I know that much. So you could argue that the Bears defense is top three. Maybe. Now, their offense, I would say, is impressive. I was impressed with their offense, particularly their running game. One of their running backs, Matt Breida, I don't know if that's how you say his last name. I think that's how you say his last name, but I could be wrong. He's pretty good. He's really good. I was impressed, especially when they went up against the Browns. And this Tevin Coleman, I don't know if I got him right. I feel like that's him though, so I don't know. He's also good. So basically, their running game has been good. And their wide receiver, George Kittle, I've been hearing so much about this guy, George Kittle. At first, I thought he was a quarterback, the backup quarterback for Jimmy Garoppolo. And I'll get into Jimmy Garoppolo in just a few minutes. But I honestly thought before the season started that no, it wasn't before the season. It was last year. I thought George Kittle was the backup quarterback to Jimmy Garoppolo. Turns out it wasn't the case. He's actually a wide receiver, not a quarterback, to my surprise. And even as a wide receiver, he's pretty good. I started to like George Kittle. I'm not going to lie to you. I like what I saw from him so far this season. He's pretty damn good. I gotta give it up to him. Now, with all that being said, I already praised about their defense, I already praised about their running game, and I already praised about their receiving core, mostly George Kittle. He's the one that made their receiving core really good. At least in my eyes, he is. But the only question mark that I have for the 49ers is Jimmy Garoppolo. Now, I'm not going to sit up here and act like Jimmy Garoppolo is a trash quarterback. Like, he's not that good. He's mediocre, if not, he's below average. He's like a low-tier quarterback. No, I'm not going to be that. That's not who Jimmy Garoppolo is. He had to go through some rough times in the past couple of years that he had as the quarterback for the 49ers. The 49ers were awful. He had to deal with their offensive line not being really good at protecting him. He had to deal with the 49ers defense not performing at a high level like they are right now this season. He had to put up a lot with what the 49ers, with the dysfunctionality that took place in San Francisco, that took place with the 49ers, at least in the last couple of years. He had to put up a lot with them. And now they are doing very well. Maybe that's an understatement. They're doing great this season. Not just being undefeated, 5-0, but having one of the best defenses in the league. Arguably definitely top 3 defense in the league. Arguably top 2, I would say. Good running game, and good receiving core led by George Kittle. Jimmy Garoppolo is a question mark, though. I I have some question marks in regards to him and how he will be able to deal with the rest of the competition that he and the 49ers will be facing throughout the season. That's what I'm at. I can't even talk. That's what I'm asking about or curious about. I don't know how Jimmy Garoppolo will perform against against the entire field, or the rest of the field for this entire season. That's the only question mark I have for the 49ers. But outside of that, I'm looking at the 49ers as being the real deal, and that they are the real deal to me, based on how they're doing right now and how they looked so far this season. It's just that impressive. I cannot deny it. Kyle Shanahan, I got off on him before the season started. I put him on my Battle 5 list for 5 NFL coaches on the hot seat going into this season. I've been giving Kyle Shanahan a lot of flack. And maybe I shouldn't have, because I talked about the last couple of seasons that have been losing seasons for Kyle Shanahan. And I started to realize that it's not his fault per se for the 49ers having a couple of losing seasons in the past couple of years. It's not his fault. So I put all that on him, and I shouldn't have. So I want to take this moment to apologize to Kyle Shanahan. I put you on the hot seat, or at least not the top spot on my Battle 5 list for 5 NFL coaches on the hot seat. I shouldn't have done that. So I apologize to Kyle Shanahan if you're listening to this. It's my fault. You don't deserve a lot of bad stuff that has been told about you, or as a head coach, not as a person, but as a head coach, based on your record. I mean, you're doing a good job. You're head coaching this team in the right way, and coaching this team in the right direction, taking them to the right direction. So I got to give you props where props is due, and an apology with that as well. I apologize. So yeah, guys, those are my. I mean, this is episode 6 of LBFT season 3. On explaining why I think the 49ers in San Francisco are the real deal right now. So yeah, those are my thoughts on why they are. So that's it. Bye.
Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to give it that like button to click, and if you'd like to see future videos from me, make sure to press up there to subscribe, and don't forget to turn on that bell icon so that you'll get notified about my latest videos. Have a great day, and as always, fight the good fight.